Things may be a little different, but you can be sure that here at So You Think You Know Sports, we're still going to bring you another season and another week of the best and only sports game show here on ICTV. We've got brand new contestants, well, not brand new contestants, some familiar faces, a long list of questions, and a fresh format sure to spice things up. I'm sure you'll get used to it, but for now, we're going to start with what we're so good at here at SYTYKS, sports trivia. Let's do our first jump ball. Gentlemen, the rules for this, I'm going to ask a question. First hand that I see goes up is the person that gets to answer to the question. Who is currently number one in the college football AP poll? Tyler.
Clemson.
It is not Clemson. Going to go to Tracy.
Isn't it Alabama?
Is the Alabama Crimson Tide with the loss to Notre Dame. Clemson dropped from that number one spot. So Tracy's going to get the opportunity to go first when we get into our games, but sit tight because So You Think You Know Sports starts right now. Welcome back to a brand new episode of So You Think You Know Sports. I'm your host, Brennan Miller, and to go along with a new episode of the show, well, we've got some familiar faces. We're past the first round, so these are our one winner and two wild cards in this matchup here today. Tracy, you're the one winner I was talking about. You won last week by the smallest margin we have ever seen on So You Think You Know Sports, just 5 points. How do you feel about that coming into this matchup?
I mean, a win's a win. We're not going to be, we're going to be more confident this time around probably, but not too confident about it. Hopefully come up with a dub again.
All right. One of the contestants that he faced last week is going to face again. That's Tyler Usen. Tyler, you were the one that lost by 5 points. You got the wild card spot, but couldn't pull out the win last week. You're going to look to change your fortunes here today.
Hopefully I come out on top and move on.
All right, some strong words. And then we move to our third and final contestant, Jacob Armstrong. Jacob, you're our second wild card. You got to face a previous show winner, but how are you feeling about your chances today?
I'm confident. I just know I need to come out of the gates aggressive, and I'll be where I want to be.
Confident answer. Feeling good. And now the niceties are out of the way. Let's get started. The game we're going to start off our episode with will be one of our favorites, starting lineups. The rules for starting lineup are simple. Each contestant takes turns naming items of a selected category, with each answer being worth 25 points. Each contestant is given one wrong answer, and then they're eliminated. Tracy, you won the jump ball, so we're going to start with you. The starting lineup category is the last 20 NBA defensive players of the year. This list with repeats goes all the way back to 1988.
All right. Dwight Howard.
Dwight Howard, of course, in 3 years, 2009, 2010, and 2011.
Wait, you said go back to how far?
We're going to go to the next contestant. So, Tyler, we're actually going to go to Jacob next. Jacob, you didn't miss the jump ball question. Sorry about that, Tyler. So we're going to go to you. If you can name one of the last 20 NBA defensive players of the year.
Kawhi Leonard.
Kawhi Leonard, yes, 2 years, 15 and 16. Now, Tyler, we move to you.
Rudy Gobert.
Rudy Gobert, 18 and 19. Yes, of course. Tracy.
Tyson Chandler.
Tyson Chandler, yes, in 2012. Good pull there. Now to Jacob.
Ron Artest.
Of course, Ron Artest in 2004. We go to Tyler.
Draymond Green.
Draymond Green, yes, 2017 Defensive Player of the Year. Tracy, back around to you.
Can I ask a quick question? You said how far back does this go?
It goes back to 1988 with repeats.
All right. Michael Jordan on that list?
Jordan, yes, in 1988. That's the farthest back that we go. One time. Now let's go to Jacob.
Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Giannis, of course, this year. Tyler, you're up.
Karl Malone.
Karl Malone. No Karl Malone. So with that, you're going to be eliminated. We're going to bring it back around to Tracy. You can keep going.
Ben Wallace.
Ben Wallace, yes, 4 years, 2002, 2003, skipped 2004, but then got it back to back in 2005 and 2006. Jacob, to you.
Gary Payton.
Gary Payton, yes, 1996 Defensive Player of the Year, the only point guard to win the award. We go to Tracy.
Joakim Noah.
Yes, Joakim Noah in 2014. The most recent one that was still available. We go to Jacob now.
Tim Duncan.
Tim Duncan. No, Tim Duncan did not win Defensive Player of the Year. So, Tracy, we're going to go to you. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 names left on the board. If you can keep going and rattle them off, you can earn some points here.
I'm gonna go with did Tony Allen?
No Tony Allen. So that's going to be it. The ones you guys missed in 2013, Marc Gasol, 2008, Kevin Garnett, 2007, Marcus Camby, Dikembe Mutombo won in 1995, 1997, 1998, and 2001. Alonzo Mourning in 1999 and 2000. Hakeem Olajuwon, 93, 94. David Robinson, 92. Dennis Rodman, back-to-back in 90 and 91. And then Mark Eaton in 1985 and 1989. So with that, we're going to move to our second starting lineup. Jacob, you are going to have the privilege of starting this one off. It is going to be the last 20 NFL Coaches of the Year.
Bill Belichick.
Bill Belichick, of course. He's won it 3 times, 2010, 2007, and 2003. We go now to Tyler.
Andy Reid.
Andy Reid. Yes, you got lucky. 2002, Andy Reid won with the Philadelphia Eagles. 12-4 record for them. So now we go to Tracy.
Pete Carroll.
Pete Carroll. No Pete Carroll in the last 20, so that's going to eliminate Tracy. And then we now go back around to Jacob.
How far did this go back?
This list goes back to 1996. So there are Bill Belichick with 3, and then 2 other coaches who have won 2 times in the last 20 years.
Bruce Arians.
Bruce Arians is one of those coaches. He's won twice, 2014 and 2012. 14 with the Cardinals, 12 with the Indianapolis Colts, both 11-5 in those years. We go to Tyler now.
Mike Tomlin.
Mike Tomlin has not won in the last 20 years. So that's going to eliminate Tyler. Jacob, there's still a lot of names left on the board. 17, if you can keep going.
Sean Payton.
Sean Payton. Yes, in 2006 with the 10-6 New Orleans Saints.
Mike Vrabel.
Mike Vrabel. No Mike Vrabel, so that's going to do it. The ones you guys missed. Just last year, John Harbaugh with the Baltimore Ravens. Matt Nagy with the Chicago Bears. He might not have his job for long, but he won Coach of the Year in 2018. Sean McVay in 2017. Ready for this one. Jason Garrett in 2016 with the Dallas Cowboys. No longer a head coach. Ron Rivera with the Carolina Panthers. 2-time, 2013, 2015. Jim Harbaugh in 2011. Marvin Lewis with the Bengals, 2009. Mike Smith in 08 with the Falcons. Lovie Smith in 2005 with the Bears. Marty Schottenheimer in 2004 with the Chargers. Dick Joran in 2001 with the Chicago Bears. Jim Haslett with the Saints in 2000. Dick Vermeil won the Super Bowl with the Rams in 1999. Dan Reeves won 2 times, 1998, 1993 with the Falcons and the Giants. Jim Fassell won with the Giants in 1997. And then Dom Capers won with the Panthers in 1996. So now we head to our third and final starting lineup category. Tyler, we will start with you. The top 20 goal scorers in the 2019-2020 NHL season.
It's a great question. Wait, was this for what was the season? 2019, 2020?
This year, yes. It's the most recent NHL season.
Sidney Crosby.
Sidney Crosby is not in the top 20. No Crosby, so that's going to eliminate Tyler. I would have guessed Crosby too. Probably might not have been my first guess, but he would have come up eventually. So Tracy, we're going to go to you. You had some trouble with the hockey questions last week. Let's see if we can change the fortune.
Oh, we're going to shoot a name out there. We're going Connor McDavid.
Connor McDavid.
Is that his name?
He is 10th on the list. He had an injury early in the year, usually up in the top 3 there, but does finish 10th for the Oilers. So Jacob, now we go to you.
David Pastrnak.
David Pastrnak, of course. 48 goals for the Boston Bruins. Tracy, back to you.
Oh, I got it right. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna guess some names. Stamkos, Jason Stamkos, is his name?
Steven Stamkos, and he is 19th on that list with 29 goals. Actually, tied for 18th. There are 4 players at the bottom with 29 goals, so he is one of those 4 for the Tampa Bay Lightning. So yes, correct answer there, Jacob. We go to you.
Nicole Kucherov.
Kucherov, not on the list. No, as a defenseman, didn't score a lot of goals in the regular season, scored a lot in the postseason. So Tracy, the list goes to you. If you can name as many as possible, you can try and earn some points here.
We'll see. Oh man, we're just gonna shoot Ovechkin out there. Hopefully
Ovechkin, yeah, he's tied for first. 48 goals, tied with David Pastrnak.
All right. John Tavares.
Let's see. Tavares, is he on the list? No Tavares on that. So that's going to end that run for you. It was a short run, but you got some more points. The ones you guys missed in third place, Austin Matthews, 47 goals. Leon Draisaitl led the league with 110 points for the Edmonton Oilers. He had 43 goals. Mika Zibanejad, one of 2 Rangers on the list, in 5th. Kyle Connor for the Winnipeg Jets had 38. Sebastian Aho for the Carolina Hurricanes, 38 as well. Jack Eichel for the Buffalo Sabres had 36. Nathan McKinnon, Colorado Avalanche forward, had 35. Patrick Kane, he's old, but he's still doing it. 33 goals for him in a Blackhawks uniform. Artemi Panarin, 32 goals for the New York Rangers. Max Pacioretty for the Vegas Golden Knights had 32. Patrice Bergeron for the Boston Bruins, 31. William Nylander also had 31 for the Toronto Maple Leafs. Dominic Kubalik for the Chicago Blackhawks, 30. Mike Hoffman for the Florida Panthers, 29. Elias Lindholm had 29 for the Calgary Flames. And Mark Scheifele had 29 for the Winnipeg Jets. So, after starting lineup, seems like you guys are all pretty close. No one went on any huge runs there, but let's see if our other 2 contestants can make a comeback in our second game, Leaders in the Clubhouse. Before we get into our second game, though, we're going to do another jump ball. Reminder, first hand I see up is the person who gets called on. So this one plays to a little bit of how good of Wi-Fi you have. Jump ball number 2. Who has the number 1 pick in the NBA draft this year? Tyler.
Minnesota Timberwolves.
Is the Minnesota Timberwolves. Any guesses on who they're going to take? No points, but I'm just wondering.
I don't know, because LaMelo is probably the favorite, but they already have D'Lo, so I don't know.
Fair enough. I'd love to see Melo go number 1, just to see his father talk around in circles for himself. So now we get into our second game, Leaders in the Clubhouse. The rules go as follows. In this game, each player will try to complete a top 6 list. Each player is allowed 2 incorrect answers, and once a player gets those 2 incorrect answers, they are eliminated, and the other players can try and compete the board. So the points go in this order. It's going to be the top 6. The number 1 answer is worth 10 points, 2 is worth 20, 3, 30, 4, 40, and so on for the top 6. So, Tyler, you won the jump ball. We're going to start with you. The last 6 men's U.S. Open tennis champions.
Another great question. Thank you.
Yeah, I feel like I'm puzzling you for these ones. Of course, that's the point.
Novak Djokovic.
Novak Djokovic, yes. 2013, 2015, and 2018. He is the 30-point answer.
How long does this go back?
Goes back to 2012.
Okay. Roger Federer.
Federer. No, did not win the U.S. Open. So that will be one of your incorrect answers. You still have a chance, though, if you want to keep going.
Rafael Nadal.
Nadal, yes, 2017 and 2019. He's the 20-point answer. So you're getting more recent.
Andy Murray.
Andy Murray, yes, in 2012. That's the 60-point answer. So the big one there, and that's going to be important later in the game. Tyler.
This is where it gets tricky.
I'd be done here.
Yeah. John Isner.
No Isner on the list. Love the American guest, though. Unfortunately, not. So, Tracy, your hand went up second for that jump ball. Of course, I assume you would have gotten the answer correct. So, I'm going to go to you now if you want to try and complete the last 6 men's U.S. Tennis Open champions.
I'll be honest with you. We're just gonna throw a name out there. We're gonna throw out Serena Williams.
Serena Williams, no, unfortunately, did not win the men's U.S. Open. You do have one other guess if you want to try for another name out there, or you can just pass and we can go to Jacob.
I mean, for time wise, we'll just go to Jacob.
Okay. I appreciate you thinking about us having to cut this down. So, Jacob, we're going to go to you.
I'm also going to punt.
Okay. Yeah, I would be done here too. 2020 was Dominic Thiem. In 2016, it was Stan Wawrinka. And in 2014, Martin Cilic. So I got nothing. We're going to move to our second leaders in the clubhouse because this one, well, it isn't one of the mainstream sports. Might be a little bit easier. Tyler, we're going to go back to you for this. We're going to do the last 6 Masters champions, not including the one that finished this week in 2020. Not including 2020, the last 6 Masters champions.
Tiger Woods.
Tiger Woods, of course. He'd be the most recent one on the list, so that's going to be 10 points for you.
Patrick Reed.
Patrick Reed, yes, 20-point answer.
Jordan Spieth.
Jordan Spieth, he's the 50-point answer.
You said it goes back to 2014?
I believe so, yes. I don't have the years in front of me, but quick math, not including 2020, it should go back to 2014.
Danny Willett.
Yes, the 40-point answer, Danny Willett.
Sergio Garcia.
Sergio Garcia, the 30-point answer, one before Patrick Reed. The only answer left on the board is the big one, the 60-point answer. If you can clean the board, that would put you in very good position heading into the game. Remember, you have 2 guesses on this one, too. 2 incorrects.
Brooks Koepka.
It's not Brooks Koepka. Unfortunately, I wish it was. He might win Blake of the Year if it was. You have one more incorrect try.
Oh, Bubba Watson.
It is Bubba Watson, yes, for 60 points. A clean sweep of the category. First time that this season that we have had that happen, and that is big going for your points total going forward. That'll do it for our first block, but don't worry, there will be more fast-paced sports trivia action right after the break. Make sure to check us out on Instagram at ICTV Sports. We'll be right back. Welcome back to So You Think You Know Sports. We've made our way through the starting lineups, and as we move to our third game, the scoreboard, I'm going to take a look at it right now, reads Tyler 400, Tracy 200, and Jacob right behind him at 190. So it is a 200-point lead. It's still anybody's game with 2 games left to play. With those 2 games left to play, our first one is going to be probably my least favorite game, just because it requires me to do math, and I'm not a math guy. Shoot your shot. The rules for this game are as follows. Each contestant will write down their response to a statistics-based question in the chat, right here in Zoom. The person who is closest to the answer, we're not doing Price is Right rules where you have to be underneath the answer. The person closest to the answer will get 10 points. If you get the answer right on, you get 50. So I'm going to ask you guys to open up your Zoom chats, and I will ask the first question. Drew Lock has the league's worst qualified quarterback rating with what total? Drew Lock, quarterback for the Denver Broncos, of qualified quarterbacks, of which there are 30. he is, if you go by QBR, the worst. So what is his rating? 3 different answers. Jacob Armstrong, 37.2. Tyler Usen, 35. And Tracy Johnson says 65. The answer is 36.4. So a 0.8 difference, I believe, is going to go to Jacob, who is just over the top of that. He's going to get the points. Locks QBR just below Sam Darnold, 39.7. Had to throw it in there just to rip on the Jets a little bit. Then we move to our second shoot your shot. So this one, how many sacks did Shaquille Barrett have in 2019? He is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers linebacker, led the league in sacks last season. Shaquille Barrett. How many did he have? The answer's coming in. Tyler, 18. Jacob, 18 and a half. Tracy, 16. The answer higher than any of those. It's 19 and a half. So 1 off. The point is going to go to Jacob. He's won both of them. Maybe a comeback coming here. Our third question. Zdeno Chara is the active leader in career penalty minutes. How many penalty minutes does he have? Defenseman for the Boston Bruins. Oldest player in the league. Leads the active career list for penalty minutes. What is that number? Two-minute minors, 5-minute majors. How many combined? Got some answers in. Tyler says 678. Jacob says 1324. And Tracy says 600 right on the dot. The answer, 1,956. So Jacob, going to get the points again. That number, while it's leader in active players, it's 58th all time. And then there's no other active player until you get to 244th on that list, Joe Thornton, with how the game's played. Now just a little bit faster, not as many penalties. We move to our fourth question. How many three-pointers did James Harden make this season? Harden led the league in three-point attempts, led the league in three-point field goals for the third straight year. He didn't lead in three-point field goal percentage, though, so he's chucking a lot of them up, but doesn't mean they're going in. But he did lead in makes. What is that number? The answer's coming in. Tyler says 245. Tracy, 500. And Tracy, you don't look happy with your answer. And Jacob says 312. The answer is 299. So Jacob's going to get the points again. Just 13 off. Tracy, what was the reaction there?
Oh, I hit the wrong number. That's why. I didn't mean the 500.
Yeah, just a little bit too high there. And we move on to our next. Shoot your shot number 5. Tom Brady suffered his worst career loss last Sunday night against the Saints, posting what QBR? Tom Brady, one of the undisputed GOATs in sports, more rings than anyone else. What is his, or was his total QBR in the loss to the Saints 1 week ago? The answer's coming in. Jacob, 14.1. Tyler says 29. Tracy says 25. The answer, 40.4. So his performance in that game, the worst loss of his career, is still better than the average game from Sam Darnold this season. So the points there are going to go to Tyler. Just want to let that sink in a little bit because it's the Jets. We move to number 6. What was the batting average of NL MVP Freddie Freeman? First baseman for the Atlanta Braves, one of the best players in the league, obviously, won the MVP in the NL in this shortened season. What was his batting average this year? Answers coming in. Tyler says 341. Tracy, 342. So close there. And Jacob, another close answer, 339. The answer, right in the dot, Tyler, 341. 13 home runs, 53 RBIs for the NL MVP. And now we move to our 7th and final shoot your shot question. What was the average of the MLB rookie leader in average, Alec Bohm, third baseman for the Philadelphia Phillies? What was his average? He led all rookies in batting average. Of course, we had to throw a Philadelphia question in there for one of our producers. He did finish second in NL Rookie of the Year voting, though. Kind of have to put a qualification on that. Right behind Brewers reliever Devin Williams. So the answers to come in. 338 says Tracy. 324 says Jacob. 333 says Tyler. The answer, 338. Tracy got it right on the money for 50 points. 4 home runs for the third baseman as well. And as I mentioned, second place in the voting. Just a little bit short. And with that, of course, we want to say a big thank you to our casting crew for taking time to be here and make this show happen. Make sure to check us out on Instagram at ICTV Sports, and we'll be right back after the break. We have arrived at our final showdown, and after that wraps up, we will be presented with this week's winner who will move on to the championship. Now we have our last game of the night, final showdown. 3 categories will be given and 3 questions per category. Questions are worth 25, 50, and 100 points. Just Jeopardy. It's Jeopardy style. You don't have to answer any question. I'll still get the gist of it. But here's today's categories. They are We the North, Valedictorians, and Dirty Birds. Excuse me. We the North is all teams from just north of our U.S. border in Canada. Valedictorians is college football statistics leaders. And Dirty Birds is players playing for teams whose nicknames are birds. That one's pretty self-explanatory. Before we get started, though, for first, to be able to pick the category first, we're going to do another jump ball. So again, first hand up gets to answer, who won the 2020 Masters? Tyler.
Dustin Johnson.
It was Dustin Johnson, of course. That's why we left it out of the first one, because, we knew it was coming later. So, Tyler, you're going to have choice of category and point value. The categories We the North, Valedictorians, and Dirty Birds for 25, 50, or 100 points.
Let's go We the North for 25.
We the North for 25. And again, anyone can answer this. It's first hand that goes up gets to answer. Who were the 2019 NBA champions? That's going to be Tracy.
Toronto Raptors.
Of course, the Toronto Raptors. Tracy, you just won yourself choice of category and point value as well.
We'll keep the same category for 50.
We the North for 50. Which former Edmonton Oiler holds the record for most goals scored in NHL history? That's going to go to Tyler.
Wayne Gretzky.
Of course, the great one, Wayne Gretzky, for 50 points. Tyler, you've still got choice of category.
Sorry, I was muted. We the North 100.
We the North for 100. This one, up. Of course, we got to get harder as we move up. Who has the most hits in Toronto Blue Jays history? Tyler, you want to take a guess?
Joe Carter.
It is not Joe Carter. The most hits in Blue Jays history. Any of the other 2 contestants want to throw a guess out there? I'm going to go 5. Tracy, take a guess.
We're going to go with Carlos Delgado.
It's not Carlos Delgado. Jacob, your hand did go up, so if you want to try and get
Kirby
something.
Puckett.
Not Kirby Puckett. The answer, Tony Fernandez. Tony Fernandez, most hits for the Toronto Blue Jays of all time. We're going to stick with Tyler. He's got choice of category because no one got the answer for that one. 2 categories left. Valedictorians, so that's statistics leaders in college football, and Dirty Birds, bird nicknames.
Dirty Birds for 50.
For 50, what Hall of Famer leads the St. Louis Cardinals franchise in all-time RBIs? That's going to go to Jacob.
Alex Pujols.
It is not Alex Pujols, no. This player is in the Hall of Fame and spent his entire career with the Cardinals. Tyler.
Ozzie Smith.
It is not the Wizard, unfortunately. Tracy, you've got a chance. The only one left if you want to throw anything out there.
Can you repeat the question by any chance?
Yes, it is what Hall of Famer leads the St. Louis Cardinals franchise in all-time RBIs?
Um,
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Any guess?
nah.
Okay, no guess from Tracy. The answer there is Stan Musial. He had 1,951 ribbies for the Cardinals, spent his entire career there and just racked them up. Tyler, we're still going to stay with you after 2 straight non-answers, category and point value. Valedictorians or Dirty Birds?
Let's go with valedictorians, 25.
For 25 points, who leads all of college football, FBS only, in passing yards so far this season? Yep, Jacob.
Sam Howell.
It is not Sam Howell. He is 3rd on that list for North Carolina. Tyler?
Mac Jones.
Is not Mac Jones, unfortunately, putting up a Heisman numbers, but statistically not number 1 as of yet. Tracy, if you want to try and throw an answer out.
Is it Ian Brook?
It is not Ian Book, quarterback for Notre Dame. No, it is Shane Buechele, SMU quarterback. He's got 2,781 yards through 9 games. SMU just lost to Tulsa, so that knocked them out of the top 25. Tyler, again, going to stick with you. Valedictorians, Dirty Birds, 25 and 100 left in Dirty Birds, and let's see, 50 and 100 left in valedictorians.
Let's go valedictorians, 100.
Valedictorians for 100. Who leads all of college football in receiving yards this season? So we did passing yards. Let's move to receiving yards. You might be able to take a guess at what the 50-point question is as well. But right now, let's focus on the wide receivers and who's got the most yards. Tyler.
Tylan Wallace.
It is not. No. It's going to knock you out of this one. Any other guesses? Jacob.
Jalen Waddle.
Is not Jalen Waddell. No. Tracy, anything? I'm going to take that as a non-guess. No guess there. All right. So the answer, Elijah Moore, Ole Miss wide receiver, the only FBS wide receiver with over 1,000 yards, with 1,054. So Tyler, again, we stick with you. Category and point value, 50 left in valedictorians, 25 and 100 left in Dirty Birds.
Let's finish off the valedictorians, please.
All right, let's do it. Who leads all of college football in rushing yards this season? So we've done passing, we've done receiving. Who's leader in rushing? Any guesses? Yep, Tyler.
Travis Etienne.
It is not Travis Etienne. He's the career leader in the ACC, but not the leader this season. Tracy, your hand went up. Was that your guess as well?
That was my guess as well. So I'm back to nothing.
Okay. Yep, Jacob.
I'll go Tank Bigsby.
It is not Tank Bigsby, unfortunately. So, Tracy, once again, we fall to you. If you've got any guesses as far as who's leading the FBS in rushing yards this year, throw them out there.
I do not. So
no. Okay. So that's going to be it. No points given there either. Breece Hall, the answer, 1,034 yards for the Iowa State Cyclones. He's averaging 6.3 yards per carry. So pretty good season for him, but obviously not recognizable enough, and no Big 12 fans of our 3 contestants. So Tyler, we stick with you. There's only one category left. It's Dirty Birds. Do you want the 25 or 100-point question?
Let's go 25.
25. Who currently has the all-time total touchdowns, non-passing record for the Atlanta Falcons? Yes, Jacob.
Can you repeat that? Non-passing?
Yes, non-passing, so no quarterbacks.
Roddy White.
It is Roddy White for 25 points. That is correct. He's got 63 total touchdowns. He's probably going to get passed here soon, though, because Julio Jones has 61, and he's still playing. So now we're going to go to the last question. Fortunately, Jacob, you're not going to have a choice because it's the only one we've got left. Who leads the Pittsburgh Penguins in all-time points as a franchise? Yes, Tyler.
Mario Lemieux.
It is Mario Lemieux for 100 points. He's got 1,723 career points, and that one may have wrapped it up. A big point value to finish this one out. Unfortunately, that concludes all the games that we have here today. Tyler went on a big run early. I'm just waiting for a score update to see who ends up coming out with the dub and who will move on to our championship game. And I've got the points. So in third place is going to be Tracy. He had 245 total points on the night. In second, Jacob with 315. So that means Tyler with 605 points. A very big performance. We'll move on to our championship. But unfortunately, this concludes our matchup tonight. Tyler, the big winner, he moves on to the championship and will prove to be a very, very good game. I know it seems like a lifetime away, but don't worry. We will see you in 2 weeks, same time, same place for another enticing matchup. Special thank you to everyone behind the scenes that helped make this week's show go on. Have a great night, everyone, and we'll see you right here in 2 weeks, on So You Think You Know Sports. Do you know who's won the most college football national championships? Or maybe what player has the most career home runs in the MLB? Well, if you think you do, be sure to watch So You Think You Know Sports right here on ICTV.